seen you around here. Nice weather, huh?
Yeah, I guess this is the best we can get in here.
Wait, what's your story?
You know, business scandals.
Business scandals. Are you like one of those Wolf of Wall Street guys?
Nice guess. But no, those guys got caught for tax evasion, whereas I got caught for changing the numbers, you know?
I think I've heard of that before. Something like impression management, whereby you try to present yourself to be favorable by others.
Yeah, I guess I wanted to make my company seem more appealing to stakeholders like shareholders, the general public, and, you know, the media.
That actually makes sense. But like, what happened after you got caught?
Well, I ended up here, as you can see. But like the guys back in my department, they had a lot to do. Basically, had to do an earnings restatement.
Earnings restatement?
Yeah, long story short, it just means that we had to do corrections on our financial statements. Although restatements associated with wrongdoings tend to get the most attention, some can just be from simple errors.
That seems interesting. But surely this concept of restatements is much more broad than what you're telling me. Is there like maybe other reasons that people get in here because of earnings restatements?
Well, for instance, other restatements associated with mergers and acquisitions, stock splits, currency issues, and other purposes tend to be from normal operating practices.
Okay, I'm just going to pretend like I understood what you said. But like, why did you do it anyway?
Honestly, it was the greed. I was just trying to find opportunities to manage my net income, to maximize my bonuses under my company's compensation plans.
If I was in your position, I'd go after the money as well. I'm guessing it's more important that you achieve your target rather than like how much, right?
Exactly, dude. If I had missed those targets, I was at a risk of being fired from my job. So it wasn't just so much about losing money from the bonuses, you know, it was because my job was at stake as well.
Okay, so anyway, I heard that executives rarely face accountability for earnings restatements. Is that true?
Yeah, enforcement was so weak that we didn't even have to give back our bonuses that we earned from those false earnings.
Okay, guys, enough chit chat. Back to yourselves.
A few moments later.
Conagra Brands Incorporation is an American packaged foods company headquartered in Chicago which makes and sells products under various brand names that are available in supermarkets, restaurants, and food service establishments.
With $7.8 billion of net sales in 2017, Conagra is one of the leading North American packaged food companies.
In 2001, John Gabart, an investor of Conagra, filed an action against the company and its management under the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 to recover for the fraud allegedly perpetrated by Conagra's subsidiary, United Agri-Products.
The company also acknowledged that it received an informal inquiry from the staff of the SEC regarding UAP accounting matters. Following this civil action, the Audit Committee of the Boards of Directors commissioned an investigation of accounting matters at UAP.
After thorough investigation, the SEC filed civil charges against Conagra, alleging that it engaged in improper and, in certain instances, fraudulent accounting practices.
Surely, being a top player in the industry comes with the attention of the media, and it seems that it was exactly what they got, but not for the right reasons. These news headlines illustrated Conagra's announcement to restate their earnings for the past 2 years. So, what exactly did Conagra do, you may ask?
Conagra's misconduct caused the company to overstate both annual reported income and operating profit by 15% and 35% accordingly, overstate earnings per share by more than 10%, and misstated reported income by nearly $218.5 million.
Let's take a look at the earnings restatement published by Conagra.
The restatement reflects the impact of improper revenue recognition for deferred delivery sales and vendor rebates and improper accruals for their bad debt reserves.
For fiscal 2001, net income decreased by $29.1 million, whereas for fiscal 2000, it decreased by $6.4 million US. Was Conagra justifying their actions or merely just giving excuses? Let's take a look.
The 10Q form is a comprehensive report of a company's performance that must be submitted quarterly to the SEC. In Conagra's introductory note of their 2001 financial disclosures, they used positive words to imply that their earnings restatement was due to matters at their subsidiary, UAP.
Now, let's have a look at the company's impression management in annual reports and how the news releases affected the company's credibility along with the company's share values. The company filed for a 10K form, which is an annual report required by the US Securities and Exchange. Unlike the 10Q form, this is not to be published in each quarter, and the 10K form gives a comprehensive summary of the company's financial performance. And furthermore, unlike the 10Q form, the financial statements in the 10K form are audited. The company was forced to pay $45 million in civil fines as a part of settlement with the federal regulators. The settlement would not affect their earnings because Conagra Limited had already recorded charges totaling $47.7 million in anticipation with settling with the SEC. The company first disclosed this investigation in September of 2001, and right after this announcement, the shares of the company fell by 5 cents from $26.27 to $26.21. The company set aside $25 million in fiscal 2004, $21.5 million in fiscal 2005, and $1.2 million in the first quarter of fiscal 2007 to cover the losses related to the case. The company also filed for a 8K form, which is a report of unscheduled material event or corporate change at a company that could be of importance to the shareholders or the Security and Exchange Commission, and this was done in relating to the changes in the accounting principles of the company. In addition to the $45 million in civil fines, Conagra also had to pay $14 million in settlement of shareholders' lawsuit. The $14 million settlement was mostly paid by the insurance unders without any admission of liability or wrongdoing, and this settlement generally resolves all the claims against the company. Not only this, the company also had to pay an additional $2.7 million in the legal fees. After spending hundreds of millions of dollars on this lawsuit, the company decided to divest United Agri Products, and the company sold it for $600 million. With the result of this transaction, Conagra took an approximate $25 million charge, or $0.04 per diluted share, to the fiscal second quarter.
And there we have it. How and why companies opportunistically manage disclosures in their earnings restatements.
As revealed previously, Conagra used positive words in disclosures and press releases to influence stakeholder perspectives.